Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a seemingly simple yet incredibly powerful document that acts as a complete, absolute blueprint for cyber readiness. Sometimes the most profound educational journeys come from the most unassuming places. We aren't looking at some massive, dense textbook today or a 1,000-page corporate report. Instead, we are looking at a highly effective curriculum hidden right in plain sight. Okay, so let's get right into it. Our entire source material today is derived from a cryptic digital file literally titled Say Memo, which translates from Korean to English simply as New Memo. And it is incredibly minimalist. There's no fluff, no long introductory paragraphs, just a raw, stripped-down file. But as we'll see, the curator of this memo knew exactly what they were doing. They've effectively distilled an entire cybersecurity curriculum down into just 3 specific components. So this memo contains exactly 3 hyperlinks. That's it, nothing else. Which of course begs the ultimate question, how do these specific 3 links combine to create a master toolkit for cybersecurity? Think about it. If you had to pick just 3 resources to take someone from absolute zero to a highly capable cyber practitioner, what would they be? Well, the author of the new memo gives us their definitive answer. To unpack this, we're going to follow the exact learning arc hidden within the memo. We'll start with the roadmap itself, move into workforce skills, learn about web security testing, dive into some practical penetration practice, and then wrap the whole shebang up with the complete toolkit. All right, Section 1, the new Cyber Memo, an intentional roadmap. What's really fascinating here is the chronological path embedded in the choices. You start with foundational frameworks, progress to methodologies, and finally enter the practical lab. You don't just jump straight into hacking. Actually, scratch that. A lot of people try to jump straight into hacking, but it doesn't work. Here, you establish the landscape on day 1. You learn the proven methodologies over the coming weeks, and only then do you hit the practical lab. It's a classic crawl, walk, run progression. Moving on to Section 2, defining cybersecurity workforce skills, the absolute foundation. The very first piece of official guidance linked in the memo points us directly to the NIST-NICE framework. For those who might not know, that's the National Institute of Standards and Technology's National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. The explicit instruction hidden in the memo's code reads, "Read official guidance on cybersecurity workforce skills." The creator of this document absolutely does not want you touching a command line or a vulnerability scanner until you actually understand what a cyber workforce is. So the crucial point is that before you can test or hack, you must have a formal definition of what a cyber professional actually does. This is the essential who and what. The NIST-NICE framework provides exactly this. It categorizes and describes cybersecurity work, giving us a common language to speak about roles, knowledge, and abilities. Imagine trying to build a giant skyscraper without knowing what a structural engineer or an electrician actually does, right? It'd be chaos. The memo ensures you don't make that exact mistake in the digital realm. Which brings us to Section 3, Web Security Testing Methodology, moving from what to how. The memo's second directive sends us over to OWASP. That's the Open Worldwide Applications Security Project, specifically their Web Security Testing Guide. The instruction here is to read official guidance on web security testing methodology, which basically provides the essential how-to for cyber professionals. And look, OWASP is the absolute gold standard for this. It's a comprehensive, peer-reviewed methodology that ensures you aren't just guessing or randomly clicking around hoping to find a vulnerability. You are following a rigorous, repeatable, globally recognized process. See how logically this builds? You really can't effectively use a testing methodology without first establishing the underlying workforce skills. Step 1 gives you the critical context and outlines your responsibilities. Step 2 then gives you the precise action plan to execute. If you just read OWASP without the NIST foundation, well, you've got shark tools but no overarching strategy. The memo inextricably links the theory of the role with a systematic methodology of the task. It's brilliant. All right, Section 4, Practical Cyber Penetration Practice, the Proving Ground. This final directive points us to VulnHub's Kioptrix level, shifting our focus completely from the theoretical to the actionable. Now, while the instruction says to read official guidance on Kioptrix level, anyone familiar with VulnHub knows this isn't just a reading assignment. Not at all. Kioptrix is a deliberately vulnerable virtual machine designed to be legally attacked. You are quite literally meant to break into it. And this perfectly illustrates the memo's core philosophy. balancing all that theoretical reading with imperative hands-on practice. It's like you simply cannot just read a bunch of books about swimming and then expect to go win a race, right? Eventually, you gotta jump in the water. Kioptrix is the water. It forces you to practically apply those NIST workforce skills and those OWASP testing methodologies against a real live environment. Finally, Section 5, the Complete Security Toolkit.
A unified system.
Ultimately, the new memo isn't just a random list of cool links somebody threw together. It's a perfectly balanced triad of official guidance covering the skills, the methods, and the practice required for cybersecurity mastery. Think of it this way. NIST is your blueprint, OWASP is your rulebook, and Kioptrix is your proving ground. If you remove even one of these pillars, the entire educational structure just completely falls apart. You really need all three to become a truly capable professional. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this final thought. Knowing this triad exists is just step one. The real question is, how are you going to leverage these three pillars to elevate your own cyber readiness? The new memo just handed you the exact map you need. So what's it going to be? Will you stay safely in the realm of theory, or are you ready to step into the proving ground and master the triad for yourself?